Bitcoin hoodie guy coming back with another Kaspa video. Before we get into it, could you please Mike Tyson the like and subscribe button? Today we're going to be talking about is $3 Kaspa prediction FUD. Before we get into it, we're almost back up to 16 cents, outperforming the overall crypto market, which is only up 0.6%. We're up almost 4%. So Kaspa held up pretty good during this last dip. Who knows if there's another Dipperuski back there? If it was kind of macroeconomic conditions, like maybe Nvidia selling off, or just the people worried about Mt. Gox. You can see Bitcoin's back up to 61,000, and so you can see right here, Kaspa is back on the 15 cents. Many are waiting for KRC 20, 10 blocks per second, and even tier one listings. Exciting weeks and months ahead. I can't remember who it was. I saw someone posted about how the KRC 20, when people are paying fees to the miners for the mints, that could drive up the hash rate. You can see, or just make the miners more profitable, which in turn might bring more miners online. You zoom out, the hash rate's looking beautiful. And so you can see your friend Andy also is going to have Shy on. I saw it 11 hours ago. He talked about how Shy is going to be interviewed today. So that's a pretty decent sized channel. So that's pretty cool to see. That'll be another notch in the belt. On X, I saw someone, Crypto Galaxy said, Cass will hit $5 minimum in 2025. So I saw some people in the comments, and someone said, "Oh, I hate when people give low price predictions." And I just thought it's $3 FUD. $3 would put Kaspa at about 75 billion. When you look at the historical snapshot at the peak, now obviously Dogecoin peaked differently when it was the first time it peaked. It got up to 70 cents. So it was only 26 cents here. So it peaked differently. Cardano peaked at a different time, and I think Cardano got close to 100 billion. But really, so $5 would put it $125 billion market cap. And if Bitcoin gets up twice as high, maybe it gets up to 2.5 trillion. Who knows? But so far, I think the only ones, Solana got close, but I don't think Solana hit 100 billion. Let's see. You can see the Solana price. Actually, yeah, Solana did get up there around 100 billion recently. See, Solana's had a lot of inflation, so the price, when you go to the price, Solana still hasn't got back to its all-time price, but when you go to the market cap, it's already exceeded the market cap because it's got high inflation. One more reason with Kaspa and its low inflation is a huge bonus. And so Solana, there's not been that many projects that's got over 100 billion. Now, if the whole market doubles, then there should be twice as many that get up into that area, you would think. Now, who knows? We don't know what the price is going to do, but Cardano got close and might have touched it, but most projects haven't hit 100 billion, even these top projects. Everything doubles, then you would potentially see stuff right here in the top 10 maybe getting $100 billion market cap. So that 100 billion plus is a $4 or $5 range. 10 billion is putting up in the $250 billion range. So far, the only one that's ever went over 200 billion is Ethereum and Bitcoin. So anything's possible, but is $3 FUD? I don't think saying that you think that it's going to end up at $2 or $3 is FUD, but also obviously we don't want to sell at $3 if it goes to $10. But at the same time, I know that you can use all these tools. You can different charts and the Pi cycle top indicator, all sorts of different metrics to try to gauge it. But you can also see Cardano peak differently, Dogecoin peak differently. So projects can peak differently. And so it's going to be hard for me to time the market. That's why I'll be just dollar cost averaging out. If you're holding to a future cycle outside of this one, then it's not that big of a concern for you. For me, looking to take some profit with probably most of my bag next year, then I'll be dollar cost averaging out. So you gotta, you're going to be looking at all the information available, and there's some big catalysts that I wouldn't want to sell before that happen, like Kaspa Enthusiast is talking about, and like 10 blocks per second. I can see maybe a tier one listing happening before that, KRC 20 before that. So there's a lot of huge catalysts, and you don't know exactly how the price action of Kaspa is going to respond to KRC20 minting, how many people might get onboarded. So there's lots of unknown factors. It's tough to really knock down an exact price of what you think it could be. That's why you got to be flexible. But at the same time, I think it's important to kind of be thinking about that so that now when it's like boring and people are fearful and prices are down and your bag and you're just holding, good time for me to think about price so that I'm less emotional next year when say it does get to $3, everyone's gonna be talking about going to $20. And so, and maybe who knows, maybe it exceeds my wildest expectations. So I guess at the end of the day, let's see what yo, first live stream I've caught. Thanks for tuning in, the Car Manor. Thank you for the info hoodie. You're welcome. Thanks for tuning in. I believe it'll hit $7 to $10. That'd be nice. Sitting at a long 51x worth 71K at 12.8 cents. Thinking what price should I TP? Yeah, it's really difficult to know the exact price it's going to be. We all have different metrics. I mean, I've seen people comment on my videos that barely think it'll get to a dollar. And then so I think there's quite a few people in that $2 to $3 range. And then yeah, there's people that, above that 5 to 10. I don't see too many people thinking it's going to go past 10. That would put it at 250, 260 billion, depending on the exact inflation number. We should at least be 25 billion. Maybe it'll be closer to 26 billion. That'll be the circulating supply. Not much inflation left. And things can, exceed our wildest expectations. But like 10, is really, that'd be 250, $260 billion market cap. That's pretty huge. And in the end you can look at all the charts and things like that, but like right now there's no chart that's going to tell you how the market's going to respond to KRC20s. um you know no one's once there's a stable coin, no one's telling you exactly how the market is going to be. What if Kaspa only got 5% of the stable coin market? What if it got 50? I mean, there's some people that believe it can get to 70, 100% in the next year or two. Since it's not out, I don't think 70 to 100% is possible personally myself, but I hope it is. But we don't know how the price is going to respond. And we don't know how high Bitcoin's going to soar. Now, Caspa is doing its own thing. You can see it's held up pretty good in this dip and it's bouncing back better than most projects. And, it's closing in, back to 16 cents almost. But we don't know. There's a lot of variables we don't know. Is it, if Trump wins, is that going to be good for crypto? Is it, is he going to fall through on that? Um, we don't, how high is Bitcoin going to soar? It does make a difference if Bitcoin topped out at 120, 130 versus 250, 300. I mean, plus, Bitcoin's the same. You can see all sorts of crazy predictions. What do you think ICP will top out this cycle? Xavier, thanks for hoodie. Yeah, well, thanks for tuning in, Xavier. So I don't know about ICP can top out at. I know that I don't really pay attention much to it. I know that it's, they're right there neck and neck, but I've never really dove deep into ICP, and I guess something about it turned me off. And I don't know if it was Sam Bankman-Fried was really going after ICP next time. But then there's guys like that Jerry Banfield that seem like, since he's constantly shilling ICP, saying everything else is going to zero, turns me off. So I don't know if they're paying him or if he just really likes it and that's his shtick or whatever. But it's neck and neck there with Kaspa. You can see it's a big jump up from that 3.8 billion to the 5.18 billion on Pepe. So I don't have a price prediction. I mean, I guess anything can 10x. That'd be $80, but I have no idea. I'm not deep enough into that project. To be honest with you, I'm pretty much focused on Bitcoin, Kaspa, and Dog, the meme coin, which I know I get, some people think meme coins are crazy, but I had a lot airdrop for me. And I think the biggest meme coin on Bitcoin has a lot of room to run. So those are the main projects. Keeping my eye for other stuff, but I don't want to be over diversified. That's me. I know there's a lot of opportunities. There's celebrity meme coins on Solana, Brett Chain. I mean, I mean, Brett on base chain, there's a lot of opportunities, but look at all these different projects. And a lot of these projects have, Render AI project, had all these projects, the Monera, the privacy coin, Hedera, HBAR, and you can go on. And a lot of these projects have their own communities that are super bullish. And I mean, you can't be in 50 projects. Personally, I don't think you can. So I got my few narrowed down and I'm sticking to them, keeping my eyes open for other possibilities. But there's only so much you can dive into them. Any updates on the Rust migration? Last time I saw it's Last time I saw it's still there at 93%. So, as far as I can tell, the last interviews seen with Shy is, the testnet 11 has been chugging along with the 10 blocks per second for 5, 6 months, stable, running on hardware that's inexpensive. Right here, you can see that we're at 93.67%. So there's still that like 6 or 7%. So 10% of the hash rate is like what 30 would be 34 petahashes. So it's like less. There's like 25 petahashes roughly. There's like 25 petahashes that are still holdout. Um, so you can see that there's not very many blocks that are using the Go, but why those guys haven't switched, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why those last ones haven't quite switched, and they probably need them all. We're getting close to 360,000 addresses. That's nice. Um, no huge movements there. I guess the top wallet's got 10 million, but that's nothing crazy. Go over here and you can get the live blocks over here on cast.fyi, Rusty. There's one go. Pretty much you're going to see 93% of these are going to be Rusty. And so, as far as I can tell, the code's done. 93% of the blocks are using the Rusty nodes. So it's pretty much almost there. There's just a last few holdouts, which I haven't seen anyone talk of like exactly why. They can't force those guys to use Rusty. I mean, they have to, that's going to be, but at this point, the code is done and they are, all these nodes basically are using Rusty. So the last little bits holding out, there's a Go node. Why? I'm not sure exactly why at this point. Wooly Pooly and some private archive nodes are the Go holdouts. They do not prevent going to Rust anymore, apparently, with the hard fork. So things are getting close, and they probably, whatever the next step is, they're just going to make sure everything's stable before they make a next move. I mean, with this type of stuff, like going to 10 blocks a second, you're not just going to rush that out and then find out there's a mistake. So you got to really, really measure 5 times and cut once. And so this will take time, but once it hits, I mean, and it's encouraging that the testnet 11 is holding up under lots of transactions. I think 2,400 transactions a second. So, uh, so that's pretty exciting. A Go node must only talk to a Go node. That's the only requirement. So that's the only requirement there. And eventually I think it'll be done, but I guess apparently that's not holding everything back. But there's not very many left, and so I think that at some point it will be 100% Rusty. I don't know when, but you can see there's almost 84% mined. Next reduction's 10 days, 98 cash reward. So right here, $284,000 sent on that transaction, 284,000. So things are good. I guess that's all I got for today. I don't think $3 Kaspa's FUD, but I don't think saying that it's going to be 5 or plus is going to be wrong. I think, in some ways we're taking educated or non-educated stabs in the dark, and there's a lot of factors that you can't predict. How high Bitcoin's going to surge, what the overall crypto market's going to do, exactly how the market responds to KRC20 stable coins. what that's going to do for the price. We can guess and you can make educated guesses, but you don't truly know until it happens. And sometimes the KRC20 might come out and you might not see the price reaction instantly, but maybe a couple months down the road. So thanks for watching. Have a good day. Stay bullish.